Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. And now it's directly from my basement. It is great to see you today. Thank you so much for coming to the channel and checking out this video. I want to dedicate this rundown to the one and only Blake Siefken, who has been working from home and has been kicking butt every single day. We had to ramp up production on the rundown because we're not doing EP Live for a little while, and he just jumped right on it, and he's been cutting and writing all kinds of fantastic stuff for us. And so I'm very happy to be working with you, buddy, and I hope you are doing okay, and thank you. Thank you so much. Let's get started with Blake's Rundown. Earlier today, Nintendo gave fans a new Nintendo Direct presentation, and here's what's got us excited. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to bear arms. Nintendo has revealed that the 6th Smash DLC fighter will be from the stretchy 2017 game ARMS, although they haven't yet revealed which specific character it will be. We do know that they're extending development time, so the new DLC won't be landing until June. Next up, Nintendo has decided what's included in the 2 expansions for Pokemon Sword and Shield. The first, called Isle of Armor, will give players an entire new island to explore where they can compete in a dojo and catch an all-new legendary Pokemon, the fighting type Kubfu. That lands at the end of June, and the second expansion, the Snowy Crown Tundra, follows this fall. A slightly smaller series of updates are coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Starting April 1st and running to April 12th, players will get the Easter-themed Bunny Day update, where you can dig up special Easter eggs hidden throughout your island. Nintendo is planning more updates based around other holidays like Earth Day. 3 massive franchises from 2K are coming to the Switch for the first time. Players can pick up BioShock The Collection, featuring all 3 games, the Borderlands Legendary Collection, featuring 1, 2, and the pre-sequel, and the XCOM 2 Collection, which combines XCOM 2 with its expansions. All of those arrive on May 29th, and players can choose between the bundles or each game separately. Finally, the new Switch version of the 2010 Wii game, Xenoblade Chronicles, will also arrive May 29th. It has better graphics, remastered music, and an improved user interface. Best of all, there's an all-new epilogue called Future Connected, which will take place after the events of the original game.
Good thing I came prepared.
I am super excited to play Xenoblade Chronicles again. I really enjoyed that game when I checked it out on the Wii, and it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They're massive, huge games, and I always have a great time when I dive into them. Today, we got Panzer Dragoon, which is launched on the Switch, so I have to download that as soon as possible. I'm right in the middle of Half-Life Alyx, but I feel like Panzer Dragoon is going to interrupt that for a little bit. Super excited that Burnout Paradise is coming to the Switch. Love that freaking game, and I can't wait to see how it runs and plays on the Switch. I'm not expecting it to be completely revolutionary, but the fact that we can take the game anywhere is pretty exciting. But I'm also super stoked to see that 2K is now all in on Switch ports and bringing lots of fantastic gaming to the Switch. These are incredible games. Yes, a lot of them were on previous generations, and we're about to enter in a new generation of consoles, so they feel dated for sure, but they're incredible. They're extraordinary games, and the fact that they're going to be bundled and pretty affordable to collect all of those games, even though you can pick them up already for other platforms. You know, there was, I think, a somewhat heavier emphasis on partners working with Nintendo to find ways to publish titles here on the Switch. And yes, it's going to be the least powered of all of the machines that are out in 2020 or 2021, but I still feel like there's so much value in playing on the Switch. Games can be incredible on Nintendo Switch. It's not just about horsepower. There are loads of new Switch games coming out, but that doesn't mean there are loads of Switch consoles. The popular system is currently experiencing shortages across the globe as a result of COVID-19. At the time we're filming this, it's sold out on Amazon and can only be bought used from resellers and on Best Buy's website. The only versions available are the gray and turquoise versions of the Switch Lite. Nintendo and other tech companies have been anticipating shortages as many factories throughout Asia have shut down. I'm not surprised by the shortages on the Switch for a couple of reasons. First of all, everybody is self-isolating and at home right now, and they are thinking of things to do, and video games, I think, have moved right up to the top of the list, and a lot of people are going, I've got kids, I gotta figure out something to do with my kids, and then they're buying Switches, and so they're gobbling those up. So there's probably been a run on a lot of Switch machines, and I know that Animal Crossing Switch sold out instantly. I also feel like, yeah, of course, we're going to start to see the hiccup in the supply chains and all that stuff. although it feels like China is starting to ramp right back up, so presumably this is short term, and that hardware that people want to be able to escape into will be available for everybody very soon. But it also speaks to the quality and I think the word of mouth on the Switch. I get contacted by parents all the time through Facebook and Twitter and stuff, asking me what games to get for their kids. Yeah, it's an incredibly popular console, and for good reason. Not even the Cape Crusader is immune to the effects of COVID-19. The Batman director, Matt Reeves, has officially confirmed that the new Bat film is on hold until further notice. It had been shooting just as COVID-19 broke out across North America, prompting a 2-week pause in production. But now, Reeves says it's completely shut down and won't resume until everything is safe. It's unclear if this production delay will force the film itself to delay its scheduled June 25th, 2021 release date. Pretty much every other big movie in production has been temporarily shut down as well, so we could be seeing a shortage of new movies in about a year or so. That seems like a small price to pay for public health. If self-isolation is good enough for Batman, it's good enough for all of us. Yeah, I definitely stand by that statement. There's nothing more important right now than to try to get a handle on this virus so that it doesn't spread and doesn't keep infecting people. My heart breaks every day when I find out about new fatalities and new families that are just going through total hell right now, trying to, grapple with this reality. The fact that it's affecting people of all walks of life, totally incredibly important right now. That we hunker down as much as possible, be responsible. If you don't have to go to work, if you're not an essential service, please don't. Please stay at home. Please self-isolate. That's the only way to kind of curtail this right now. We need more testing, and we need people to be away from other people so that we're not spreading this thing. Epic Games is really starting to put all that Fortnite money to good use. They've inked a deal to publish new games from 3 cool studios: Gen Design, co-developer of The Last Guardian, Inside and Limbo developer Playdead, and Remedy Entertainment, the studio behind Control, Alan Wake, and the original Max Payne. The deal means that Epic will give financial backing to new games while allowing the developers to retain full creative control, and they plan to work with even more developers in the future. This is all part of Epic's move to change from a developer that publishes their own games to a full-fledged third-party publisher that publishes other people's games. This is something they've been interested in doing ever since they launched the Epic Games Store in 2018, and the new games they publish will be multi-platform, so they'll be available on consoles as well as the PC. Yeah, Epic is rightly named. It is a massive company with grand, ambitions and grand ideas. Ever since they took the engine, the Unreal Engine, and started to find new ways to, place it into production houses all over the world, not just video games, but, it was used on The Mandalorian. It's used all over the place. It's used in special effects. It's used in video games, of course. It's used in movies and TV shows. And ever since, though, Epic said, look, we've got ancillary business that we can grow. The company took on a new form. It wasn't just a video game business. Now they really kind of see, the possibilities of the technology that they create and the art that they create is kind of endless. And I think that they want to work with developers and other creators out there that they can kind of nurture and find different ways to grow their work. One of the things that Fumito Ueda says in the little vignette, the little video piece that they put out there announcing this, is that he wants to see his games reach new audiences and reach more people. Unfortunately, it's been something that his amazing games haven't been able to do because they've been locked to PlayStation consoles, and good on Sony for publishing all of that stuff. But Epic is in a whole different category here. It seemed like a grandiose name when I first met people from Epic, including Cliff Bleszinski at the early E3s that they were showing off what Unreal was going to be. It seemed a little bit like, wow, you're pretty big for your britches with this name, this Epic Games.
Unreal Tournament is like Mortal Kombat with teams and guns.
Honestly, I think it's just the beginning for Epic. I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Epic understands what it takes to create a big game. They want to give us full creative freedom.
You might not need a fancy new VR headset to play Half-Life Alyx. The vast Valve modding community has begun to work on a VR-less version of the new game.
Sounds good.
Modder Tyler McVicker, who runs the Valve News Network, has data mined the game and discovered that there are already large portions accessible without a VR headset, which means it's possible for modders to recreate and retool the entire game without VR. Valve co-founder Gabe Newell has already stated that he expects this to happen, and this new discovery means it will likely happen sooner rather than later.
All right, here we go.
It's unclear if Valve will release an official VR VR-less version of the game, but it wouldn't be their first time. The Counter-Strike series started life as a fan mod for the original Half-Life. My thought about a VR-less version of Alyx is, yes, it could work, but it wouldn't stack up to the high speed and the intensity that you would see in other shooters or even in Half-Life 2 and subsequent episodes. It's really tailored in terms of pacing and the interactive elements. It's more like an adventure game. It's more like a survival horror game, which Half-Life 2 really had elements of as well, but the pacing isn't super fast, so it might feel a little bit dry if you were playing it with a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Now, that's not to say that all of the assets and the world building and the level designs and all that stuff couldn't be extrapolated and couldn't be embellished with more action-oriented pieces. That might come to be. But as it stands right now, it seems very methodically paced for you to have a moment, to have a big kind of reveal of some cool mystery element, and then to get past that and maybe have another action moment and then have another action moment. So I'm very curious to see how this evolves, and I'm also curious to hear whether you guys would be excited to play a VR-less version of Half-Life Alyx. Let me know in the comments below.
All right, got you. Oh, got you. Oh, you're still alive. Come on. Jesus.
I've been enjoying it. You can check out a couple of my live streams. We live stream on this channel, but we've also created another channel, EP Live, and there's been a bunch of you that have subscribed to that, where we're going to start to put more of our live content. But this is such a huge game, I wanted to stream it on our main channel. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode for you. In the meantime, we've got lots of other content for you to peruse, so please peruse that. And if you dig our stuff, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. Please share this video with anybody you would like to. We'll see you tomorrow, and until then, play forever.